Hello, let's do a quick video. We went back, I'm gonna have to go back to bevels because it's like there's so much to talk about that. Bevels, angles, grinds, there's so much. Hollow grind, it's just, what is it? Is it better for pocket knives? No. Is it better for any knife? No. Why do you make it? Because it's easier to have a worker sharpen them. That's right, a double bevel is easier for a worker to sharpen than a freaking Scandi grind. Deal with it. Why was the Scandi grind more or less just completely thrown out of the market? Because the double beveled hollow grind looks awesome. Let's just face it, it looks awesome. It looks gorgeous. Only problem is it's just you know, kind of terrible, kind of horrible. A double bevel Scandi grind works great, but a double bevel hollow grind is terrible. It's just no. And no, a double beveled Scandi grind is not a true Scandi grind, but neither is a double beveled hollow grind. A hollow grind is supposedly have a hollow, and the edge is created by this hollow grind, not by that broken edge on the end, because that's a double bevel right there. Just for those who don't know. So, is there an advantage to either of these? This double bevel is much easier to produce. Simply because you can start with a very, very, very nice looking Scandi grind, and you can have that really nice wide bevel, and then at the same time you can get a knife that's very easy to sharpen. Why? Because the double bevel, you don't really need to keep the angle very exact, because you have so much material backing it. Now, let me first go in here. What's the angle of a blade? Why is the angle of an edge important? Well, if I'm gonna put it this way, it's about the amount of material you have supporting the edge, nothing more. The angle of the edge determines how sharp your knife is, your final product's gonna end up being able to become. This is obviously a pretty steep angle here, so, or flat angle, so yeah, this is very, has the potential to become very, very, very sharp. But I've actually broken it. There's a double bevel here. So I'm bringing that down, so it can't become quite as sharp. But, however, I do have the advantage of having all of that backed material that I would have if I had a very steep angle. But at the same time, I have a very flat angle, so I can perform these fine carvings at the same time as I have an edge that will last a lot more, a lot longer. We'll be able to take more abuse without having to be resharpened. That's why angle matters. The amount of materials you have supporting the edge. The more material, the stronger the edge. The stronger the edge, the longer it's gonna take before you have to sharpen it again. And this applies regardless of material the blade is made of, regardless of it being a lawnmower blade or some Frappa Jappa bullshit steel. Fine example. God damn it. Frappa Jappa bullshit steel. What is this? It's a cold cut saw blade. Yeah, a pretty hefty one at that, industrial grade. No, seriously, this is from a nearby factory, actually. And no, it's not 50, 60 years old. It's like, what, a couple years old? Yeah, I did the coloring myself. Why did I do that? Because I can't temper this stuff. I can't. I got it sharp once, and I have damaged the edge quite severely over the years, but I can't seem to dull it. There's a lot of nicks, dings, and scratches in this, but there is no rolled edge. I can't seem to get this to roll over. I've hit rocks with this. Actually, right there, the tip. You see that little nick? That's from me swinging that's from me missing what I was swinging at and hitting right down onto a mountainside. This ding. That's all it did. Weird. Now granted, this is magic. Sintered magic or something. I don't know if it's sintered. Probably not. But it's magic. You can determine that that's magic. It's black magic. Or in this case, purple magic, as it's very, very purplish. It's really would look like red, but it's actually purple. Anyway. So. Is your steel gonna matter? Yes. The better steel, the less support. Case in point, I have more of that bullshit steel in use right here. That bullshit steel has been used to produce this thing, which has so little support that it's like you can't even really tell the bevel. It's just, well, first of all, stupid thread. First of all, it's a rolled bevel, so it's not a consistent bevel. Secondly, it goes down to a stupidly fine edge. Actually, speak of this, I haven't sharpened this in ages. Like, listen to that. It's just skids. Yeah, so it's just bevels and angles, they matter. I will not say anything about that. Do they matter as much as people say? Not really. It's mostly up to your skills when it comes to sharpening, the actual thickness of the material, and quite frankly, the material itself, like what kind of material it is. If it's a really sad piece of mild steel, then you can get it as sharp as you want, but the moment you use it, it's not gonna feel like it's sharp, because it's basically gonna have just dulled on you like the moment you used it. Oh god. This is weird. This thing sharpens weirdly. I forgot how weird this thing is to sharpen. This thing is to sharpen. I'll sharpen this later. Anyway, in the end, what is important? Is the stone important? No. $2 stone, it just depends on grit. If the stone is 2,000 grit, it's 2,000 grit. You won't get a better stone just because you pay $200 for it. It might last a bit longer, it might come with more fancy shit, but it doesn't really matter. If it's an expensive $200 or $2,000 stone, God forbid, and you've paid like, yeah, $2,000 for it, and it's like 2,000 grit, yeah, you have officially been screwed over, my friend. If you pay that amount of money for like, say, an 80,000 grit stone, fine. Go ahead. Except I can dig down 3 feet in the nearest field and get the same shit. We have that crap all throughout the ground here in Sweden. And not because it's stone, but because we have that powder. What you basically have is a block of polishing compound. You don't really have stone anymore. You have a block of polishing compound. Glorified polishing compound. That's supposed to be put on a buffing wheel or a rag. That somebody decided that, hey, I'll dry this shit out and compress it. I'll make shitloads of money off of it. Yeah, basically, yeah. A lot of the stones today is basically this polishing compounds that would normally be worked into paste or harder or slightly harder material that you just rub into a buffing wheel, but instead they have just decided that, yeah, let's compress it and sell it expensively. Now granted, there are some natural ones, but they are stupid expensive, and quite frankly, not really that common in nature, are they? Vodka. Anyway, so yeah. But the final question is, are you going to get a better polish by paying $200? Are you really going to get a better polish than if you were to pay $2 at Harbor Freight? Depends on what you're working with here. If you're doing polishing paste, compound, or stones, no. If you're doing tooling for, say, I don't know, a lathe, yeah, you're gonna get a better finish there. For stones and polishing compounds, no. They have quality control. Granted, it's not always the best, but still have quality control. You may end up with a few more scratches with like a soup with like Harbor Freight stuff, but you know, you only paid $2. So for that, it's pretty good. Like 99.99999% of the stone is mirror finish. There's 2 scratches. Oh, this is so shit. No, you paid $2. You can't complain. I have no more scratches than I expect from a fairly low grit stone for $1. So yeah, basically I have no scratches at all. It's a very good stone, even though it was cheap. And quite frankly, people in the video, and that person laid that comment like, no, just no, you can't see the grit on the video. My fucking video is grainier. Or, is it grainier, what? My freaking video is like looking at 60 grit. It's like, no, you can't see the grit size of the stone. I neither have a macro lens nor high-res enough video for you to see that, so... Sorry, you just can't possibly have seen the grit size. And lastly, I never look for a mirror polish. It just shows that whoever has it is way too focused with looks. Is a mirror polish going to give you a sharper knife? Yeah. Is it going to give you a longer lasting edge? No. Unless you're working with a steel that's incredibly fragile. No. If you're working with this magic or lawnmower crap or average run-of-the-mill slice of shit carbon steel used everywhere, no. If you're running with super hardened, super non-tempered, super bullshit, yes. If you're working with glass, then yes. A polish is necessary then. Yes, I just made fun of you. It's just... I don't understand. I like this knife. It looks neat. I actually made this before I saw any of these... This is actually a hunting knife, and I made this before I saw any knives with a belly opener built in. Or a gutter, I guess. I made this before I saw any of those available on the market. I think I made a video on it before I saw any of them available on the market too, actually. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna say that I was the first to make one. Guaranteed not to have been. People have probably been using that, like, built-in gutter for like 200 plus years, but you know, enough about that. Cheers to bullshit, to controversy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Oh, for those of you that are actually interested in what the fuck I'm doing and not just here to bitch about I'm doing things wrong, stay tuned. I'm going to show you this soon. And if I get any interest, I'll make another one for you. I'll show you how to make a wood burning tool for really rather cheap, as I have all I need to make another one. And what I don't have, I can buy for $1 or $2. And what you need to make it, you can buy for $1 or $2, or salvage from basically any electronics. So, see ya for now.